Welcome back to Sports Talk with Jordan. I'm here with Jacob, and we're going to be doing our Western Conference predictions for the NBA. So, without further ado, before we start, I made a video for the Eastern Conference with Jacob, which is right here. So, make sure to check that out before you watch this video or after. But without further ado, once again, we're going to be starting this video now. Jacob, I know you have the Clippers in first place. Why do you have them there so high?
Kawhi Leonard is dominant. He will dominate the NBA this coming season like he did back in his San Antonio. Paul George will have a good season, and they will just be overall the best team in the entire NBA. They have elite defense and will have elite offense. Nothing else needs to be said. The Clippers are going to finish at 63-19 atop the Western Conference.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I have them actually in second place. I understand that they could have made the finals possibly if everyone is healthy, but there's no way to know for sure. But I have the Suns in first place. They have Chris Paul, Aiden, they have Devin Booker, so many other pieces to help this team. Obviously, they're in the finals now. I have them going 64-18 losses. But I see what you're saying with your pick. I know you have the Suns at 2, so why do you have them in second?
The Suns are at 2 because they're just not better than the Clippers. They don't have a true star like Kawhi. And as good as they are, they're not as good as the Clippers. They have Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and they're really solid. That's why they're second place Western Conference for me with a record of 16-22.
Yeah, so I had the Clippers for basically all the reasons you said. I just see the Suns outweighing them here. Obviously, the Clippers played well, but I just see the Suns just playing better. So you have the third place Utah Jazz. They were in first place this year. Why do you have them with the bronze medal?
So I have the Utah Jazz in third place because they don't have a true superstar besides Donovan Mitchell, but they're just such a solid team that I couldn't not put them as top 4 team Western Conference. They have great defense, Gobert, they have good offense, guys like Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and they're just overall a solid team. They're going to be a good solid team for years to come, and I see them finishing third place in the Western Conference this year with a record of 56-26.
I know a lot of people don't like Gobert. Do you like Gobert?
I do like Gobert. He's a great defender.
Yeah, obviously he just won the Defensive Player of the Year. But I do not have the Jazz this high. I actually have the Nuggets here. They're going to have the MVP this season, Nikola Jokic. They have Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and so many other pieces. I know this year they got out earlier than a lot of people were expecting. But I have the Nuggets finishing with a record of 55-27 for those reasons. And you have the Nuggets in fourth. Why do you have them lower than I do?
So I have the Nuggets fourth place with a record of 53-29. I see this because when Jamal Murray comes back, he will be the second option. But Mike Porter Jr. has already proved that he could be the second option. So you're talking about the MVP, a top 10 point guard, and an all-star caliber player, along with role players like Aaron Gordon, Monte Morris, and just Paul Millsap, and just an overall really solid team behind those 3 stars. So I see the Nuggets as playoff lock. I think they're going to go pretty deep into the playoffs this year with a record of 53-29, fourth in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I had the Jazz for basically the same reasons as you, but once again, kind of like our Phoenix Suns and Clippers debate, I just have the Jazz lower than the Nuggets, obviously, for those reasons. 54 wins, 28 losses. I like Gobert, kind of like you do. He's great defensively. He may not be the best offensively, but he can still shoot sometimes, just not as well. They have Donovan Mitchell and some other pieces who can play in their role. That's why I have him fourth place, no higher and no lower. So in fifth place, who do you have, and why'd you put him there?
In fifth place, I have the Golden State Warriors. Here's why. With a record of 51-39, 31-31. They will come as no surprise in the spot because of one guy, and this guy is Klay Thompson. I know you disagree with this pick, Jordan, but give me out. I'm fed up with disrespect on Klay Thompson. He's an elite defender and debatably the best shooter in the entire MLB. His effect on the Golden State Warriors is of greater effect than any other player in the entire NBA. He will totally change the tone there in Golden State and make them once again a playoff team.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I actually have the Lakers here. I see LeBron having a good season. I see so many other players. Obviously, he was injured a lot, but I have Anthony Davis having a good season. Just so many other players stepping up a little more. I don't see the Lakers any higher than this. Obviously, it's a bit of a hot take considering where they finished this year, but I just see them playing overall just a great team. So that's why I have them in this 5 spot. So you have the Mavericks here in 6 at 48 and 34. Why'd you put this Dallas team at 6?
Luka Doncic is an MVP caliber player, and MVP caliber players can carry teams to success. This is what Luka Doncic can do. With King failing to beat Kristaps Porzingis, even though I think he's going to have a pretty good season this coming season, Luka Doncic will be the reason the Mavericks even sniff the playoffs, let alone finish 6th in the Western Conference with a 48-34 record. He is the future of the NBA and will lead the Mavericks to many playoff series for years to come.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I actually have a hot take with the Memphis Grizzlies taking the final normal playoff spot because I have faith in Ja Morant, Jonas Valanciunas, and just all their players all around. This year I know they lost. They were the 8th seed and lost to Utah. But I just see them improving. I see them being pretty active this offseason. That's why I have them in the 6. I can't put them out higher than a lot of these elite teams. But I feel 6 is a great spot for them. They've just proven themselves a lot more than they have in the past, which is why I have them right here at 49 and 33. So who do you have at the 7th spot?
In the 7th spot with a record of 47 and 37, I have the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron is old and can no longer be the superstar that he once was. Anthony Davis had a very big down year when healthy in this past year, and I see him having a similar year to the one he had this past year. They really don't have anyone else, the Lakers, and this is why I have them in the 7th seed, because as old as LeBron is, he's always going to make the playoffs. And I think that he's going to stay healthy for at least 75% of the year this season and really help the Lakers get to become a playoff.
Yeah, I actually have the Mavericks here lower down at the 7th spot, the top team in the play-in tournament. I just have them here because obviously Luka Doncic is an amazing player, probably one of the best playmakers in the entire league. They have Kristaps Porzingis, who, once again, is an interesting player to say the least. A lot of people don't like him, but I have potential in him. But with that being said, I can't put him higher than 46 and 36 for the 2021-2022 season. So now on to the 8th place team. You have the Kings, which is a pretty hot take. Why do you have the Kings here?
The Kings will be a player team this season because of one player. That player is De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is an absolute monster, and he's going to dominate this season. They have other players, including Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton, who will all play their role behind De'Aaron Fox to make this Kings team a playoff team. I see this team with a lot of potential, and I see them being 8th seed in the West this season.
Yeah, I actually have the New Orleans Pelicans here at 44-38. Obviously, last year they had a record of 31-41, but I see them turning it around. They have Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Lonzo Ball, who might get traded, but still 2 solid players, plus him if he's there when the season comes to a start. But overall, strong team, second spot in the play-in tournament. I see them really competing a lot more this year than they did last year. I can't put them higher than 8. Once again, just an average team or an above-average team making the play-ins. But yeah. So now on to the 9 spot. You have the Portland Trailblazers, a lot lower than they were last year, 41-41. What's going on here in Oregon?
Portland is not going to be who they once were. I think they're going to be one of the most underwhelming teams. Whether Dane is in Portland or he's somewhere else, I don't think they have what it takes to be the lead team. I do have them in the play-in, probably going to win the play-in and get into the playoffs. With a record of 41-41, but I see them having a very underwhelming season overall.
Yeah, I actually have another hot take here. I have the Oklahoma City Thunder. They made some great moves now that SGA is healthy, or going to be healthy when the season starts. They have Kemba Walker and some great pieces. I see them even getting higher than 9 as the seasons come along. I'd say in the next 5 years they can even be a top 3 team or a top 2 team. They have a ton of first-round draft picks in years to come, but this year I have them no higher than 9. I don't see them doing much in the play-ins, but slightly below average. That's why I put them here at the 9 seed. So now at the 10 seed, I have the Golden State Warriors, who you had a lot higher. I don't see Klay Thompson being the biggest part of the team, but I do see him being a big part. I see Steph Curry being the biggest part, whether or not this team can even get to the 10 seed. Once again, I just don't see the players around him benefiting the team significantly, which is why I can't put him any higher. Why do you have the Grizzlies at the 10th spot?
The Grizzlies are here because John Morant has not proven that he can be an NBA star yet. And while they do a very solid team, they don't have a ton of studs. And when you don't have a ton of studs, in today's day and age, you're going to be a below average team. So they're going to be a below average team. They're going to make the play in the 10th seed with a record of 39-43. I do see John Morant being a lead in the future, but not this year.
Yeah, I had him higher. We basically had complete opposite picks. You had the Grizzlies lower than me, and I had the Warriors lower than you. But with that being said, we're on to the 11 seed. I have the Portland Trailblazers. I do see them trading Damian Lillard either to the Knicks or another team needing an all-star. I see them in a huge decline from last year. But with that being said, 36-46. What do you think about the 11th seed? I know you have the Spurs. Why'd you choose them?
The Spurs are in the 11th seed because to me it's a guarantee they're going to get rid of DeMar DeRozan. And besides DeJounte Murray, they don't have a ton of other elite young talent. They are not even. They're basically going to win 35 games solely because they're one of the greatest coaches of all time, Greg Popovich. But that's really it. They are a below average team with a couple of decent players. They're going to finish 35-47 in 11th seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I actually have the Spurs at the 12 seed. I have them with the same record, just lower down in the standings. Basically, the Spurs not having it. I know they have DeMar DeRozan now. I don't, just like you, I do not have them with DeMar in the next season. Just can't see him going anywhere in the near future, so I think 12 is a good spot for him. So who do you have at the 13th seed?
In the 13th spot, I have. Well, actually, in the 12th spot, I have the New Orleans Pelicans. I see the Pelicans being a below average team, actually a way below average team, even with Zion, who I think is a fluke. I don't think he's going to be a good NBA player. I'm a huge Brandon Ingram supporter. He he's going to have a good season. Lonzo Ball's not going to be there very long. He's going to get traded. But they're not there. They're 33, 49 plus on the Western Conference, and I don't think they're going to be there for at least another 3 years.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I do see more confidence in Zion Williamson than you do. So now, actually moving on to the 13th seed, who do you have?
I have the Oklahoma City Thunder, 28-54. Besides SGA, they cracked, and a couple players like Darius Paisley, Isaiah Roby, they practically have no one. They're not going to be good. I know Kemba's not going to be there for long, and they're not going to. I know they have a ton of picks. They're not going to be good for at least a couple of years.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I actually had the Kings here. I know you have a lot more hopes in the Kings because you put them at the 8th spot, but I just don't see the Kings performing well. I know I have them similar to where they were last year. I know some people disagree. I do think De'Aaron Fox is very overrated. Just not such a great player, period. So now on to the 14th place team. You have the Rockets, and I have the Wolves. Why do you have this Houston team?
This Houston team is simply awful. Nothing else really stated. They're simply not a good team. They have no talent whatsoever. And besides Christian Wood, who can nowhere near carry a team, they're just not going to be good. I should have finished 25-57, the 14th seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I actually have the Wolves here. The Timberwolves came with a record of 23-49. They just got third to last place. Although the bottom 3 teams this year, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the OKC Thunder, and the Houston Rockets were not at all good. But the Timberwolves, 14th place, not much to say here, not a lot of talent, not a lot going on. With that being said, second to last place seems like a great spot for them. And you have the Wolves in last place. Why'd you put them in last?
In last place, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's why. Anthony Edwards is solid, but he's not there where he can be. Cole Anthony Towns, I think, is overrated. I don't like him that much, and that's really, D'Angelo Russell's just not going to be the future there. I don't see the Wolves having a bright future this year. I see them finishing 22-60, last in the Western Conference. Simple as that.
See what you're saying? I have the Houston Rockets. We basically have the same last two, just switched around. The Rockets, besides, like you said, Christian Wood, have nothing really going for them. Not a bright future. They were trading away all their players, so now they just have to rebuild. And this year, not a good team. And with that being said, that's the end of this video. So if you haven't seen the other video for the Eastern Conference predictions, make sure to check that out. And we'll see you next time. Bye.